Okay. So for planning stage, of course, planning stage is that stage that allows you as a stakeholder to begin to plan or get ready in terms of putting things in order to enable you to implement the project as it should. Now, you are expected to plan what to do, how to do them, and by who is doing what, and with how much money you are doing it. So, the planning stage actually is when you begin to deploy in terms of, oh, this is who is doing this. This is how we intend to do this. This is the stages. This is the methodology we have adopted. This is how we intend to do our sprints. This is who and who would be engaging. These are the project management team. You know, putting all these things into perspective by way of getting ready to implement the project proper. You're getting ready. Now you have initiated the project. You have done your feasibility studies, SWOT analysis had been used, competitive studies was done. You had also gone ahead to document a proposal, documented a proposal approved. You had documented the justification, business justification by way of the business case document. Also, it checks out, and then you had gone ahead to document a project charter or a project mandate document that sets the right tune for to to kickstart. Now you then move straight into planning. Planning in this context is in time you putting other things in place to ensure that the project gets to be implemented. So you are documenting what you plan to do, how you plan to do them, and who you intend to do those things for you. So let's look at some of the documentations that are relevant within the planning phase. We have a project brief. Now, a project brief document is a build-up on the project proposal. Project proposal is, like I explained, is supposed to be very brief, such that provides a high-level explanation of what you intend to do and the idea or rationale behind the project. But the project brief is a simple version of the project plan, more like, such that it's a build-up on the project proposal, but with some planning in it. So you then highlight in your project brief the key parameters in terms of the variables, like time, what you intend to do with time in this project, how you intend to manage time, how you intend to manage scope, how you intend to manage quality, how you intend to manage all these key variables. You have them introduced because those are elements, planning elements. You're managing those key variables are planning elements. You intend to explain further how you intend to manage those key variables. Now, you need to explain the project background as well, the goal, and then the justification for the project. So, which is why it's the build up on project proposal, because in the project proposal already you have the background and what the goal of the project is, and the rationale, the idea behind the project. All right. So project brief, like I've just explained, is that document that helps you to have an understanding of what you intend to do with the key variables, what you intend to do with the key variables, and then the different departments relevant to the project you would highlight as well. Then the team structure you would highlight as well. And also it just gives you that head start, more like. That's why it's referred here to as a simple version of a project plan. Now we have project initiation document, PID. A big document with all plans in one place. I refer to it as that because it's a document that allows everyone to follow same plan and rules. A project initiation document is that document that provides a high-level plan more like, provides a high-level plan. So it's very likened to a high-level plan document. It's very likened to high-level plan documentation because it gives you plan, activities across the different phases, and then it gives you the timeline of delivery. Okay, so allowing everyone to follow the same plan, so everyone knows and have an understanding of the timeline of delivery, and we are all following. Now we have what we call communication plan. When you document your stakeholders register, the typical thing you should do is to document a communication plan. A communication plan is tied to stakeholder register in the sense that you have identified your stakeholders, who and who will be directly or indirectly impacted by this project, right? Now, you then need to structure the communication strategy. The plan, you now need to have a plan for talking to people about the project or for engaging people. So you then document a strategy. Engaging the project manager. How frequent should I engage the project manager? What tool of communication should I engage the project manager through? Business analyst. What level of communication do I accord to the business analyst? What is the frequency of communicating with the business analyst? What tool of communication is acceptable or is acceptable to the business analyst? You do the same for different stakeholders identified for the project, including the clients, the vendors, if there are instances where we have a vendor for the project, the customers, all these different levels of stakeholders, you put them down, and then you come up with the communication strategy as to how you intend to manage them, especially because going into a project, you need to know how to engage your stakeholders. You need to know the communication strategy for engaging each stakeholder. Otherwise, there would be conflict, there would be issues, there would be communication problems, which is something you wouldn't want to happen during project delivery. So communication plan document, just like the stakeholder register, is produced by the project managers, okay, who are actually document, strategies for, communicating. So it's a plan. It's a planning effort because you want to plan your communication approach so that there wouldn't be communication issues in this instance. So it's a documentation relevant to the project managers because they produce this. Now, next, we have the RAID log. The RAID log is a list of risks, assumptions, issues, and dependencies. Sometimes it's an expanded list involving risks, actions and assumptions, dependencies and decisions, and then issues. The essence is this RAID log helps the project managers to keep track of risks, actions or assumptions, issues, decisions, and dependencies. So as you manage a project, if there are issues, you document them in the issues log. If there are risks you had identified, you document them in the risk log. If there are dependencies, you document them in the dependencies log. Actions to be them in the actions log. That's the only reason why you are able to function as a project manager, because in that instance, what you're doing would be ensuring that you are tracking the project across board, and you are tracking the project, making sure that whatever risks that could potentially impact this project and invalidate it or make it not to succeed, that you are identifying them and you are putting up mitigation plans to addressing them should they occur. If we identify issues as well, you are putting up mitigation plans to mitigate them. All right. And at the end of the day, you're able to adequately manage a project. So managed by the project managers, it helps to avoid surprises. It helps you to avoid, oh, I did not see it coming. No, there can be instances where you did not see it coming because except for some special instances of coincidence or some special instances where things play out that are outside human comprehension or outside human predictions, like COVID, for instance. When COVID struck, a lot of projects suffered. So those sort of instances, uncertainties could play out. But what we are saying here, the surprises, there are certain surprises that you are not to have, such as, oh, you naturally know that if you're building in a, for instance, you want to construct a building in an environment where there is a history of earthquakes. So you should typically put that into perspective, that there's a risk that there could be earthquake. Now you want to build during a raining season, you need to consider the fact that, oh, we could be building and then the rains could obstruct the building. So there should be a mitigation plan. So what are the mitigation plans? So we had mixed material struct, and we are unable to use those items, they become bad, or like cement, they go stiff and all. We're unable to, we are losing in that instance. So we need to put mitigation plans in place. Or if we're mixing cement, we should mix either in an enclosed environment where we can reuse or recycle. We should mix quantities that we can use per time, that we're able to use, just mitigating risks in order not to ensure that incidences or surprises comes and impacts on this project. Now we have the project budget. Project budget is another planning tool, because this enables you to plan towards the budgetary allocation of this project. So you, within the budget, identify what needs to be done, who needs to be paid, how much they need to be paid. Of course, all those must have been, in line with the negotiations, for instance, salary negotiations, contract negotiations for human resource, the price tags for technical resources and technical infrastructure. You already know all those price tags. So all you need to do is come to budget document, put those into perspective, have them documented. Oh, this is how much you'll be paying the program manager. This will be paid 6 weeks, for the next 12 weeks, identify all these items. So it's a document. The money to be expended. It helps you to control spending, really. It helps you to know what is required and how much is required for each of those different elements. So project budget document provides that clarity in terms of monetary allocation. We have the project plan. Is a calendar with big milestones. So it just provides clarity in terms of what we intend to achieve, when we intend to achieve them, and then the different stages of it provides a comprehensive view of the different stages of the project, the different tasks or activities across the different stages, and then what each of those tasks would entail in terms of timeline. So task A, under initiation phase, we're expected to have them started and completed within the first and second week into the project. We are expected to have this completed within the third and the fourth week. So it will give a clear picture. So it's providing you these milestones. So you know how your journey, so everybody is on the same page. You know how you are journeying into delivering the project. So it shows how long the project might take, because it provides a clear picture of the different activities and then the different timelines involved in delivering each of those activities. We have the project plan. Project plan, like we have explained, provides a detailed step-by-step to-do list, because it helps the team know what to do and when, so you're able to track by implication as you deliver the project. Now, the next is BA work plan. So BA work plan is a tool relevant to the BA team. So it's a plan for what the business analyst will do. So it helps, just like you have the project status report that provides the updates as to what the project team members are about per time, what the future milestones are, what are the current risks and issues and all, as captured in the PSR or project status report, like we call them. So the BA work plan gives a clear picture of what the BAs will be doing, the activities across different timelines. So it gives that plan, they know what to do and at every point in time. So it gives them the opportunity to be able to carry on with their activities or their tasks without missing out on any aspect of the task because there's a plan they are following, right? So that's what basically BA work plan does.